Right. This is my 1/4 inch. It's a nice shape to it, so you can get into these corners, get them all done, all these lines and angles. Just a little bit of oiling out with some liquid. Now, if I remember, the two problems with this is that this island needs to come, this spit of sand, it's not an island, this spit, because it's to come out here more. And the road angle needs to be sorted out, but I'm going to be working on the building first, so all that really doesn't matter. One of the problems I find is that when I sometimes put in some really nice lines at this stage, it's so easy to take them out again the next time, so you've got to leave, you've got to be prepared to come away quickly and leave it to dry for a little bit. Now this is dried a little bit, this side here, I can go back in with some more. Not quite sure what colours I'm going to put in there at the moment. Now the edge of this building is quite solid. That is a hard line. There's going to be a shadow across here when I finish her. And that part of the wall seems to reflect a lot of the colour that's thrown on it. A little bit more from this roof maybe. Okay, now we said that this island needs to come out more, but it does actually come in there. This building is in the water here. That continues in the water. Alright, that continues in the water. So the island, the inlet, let's call it, the sandbank, let's call it a sandbank, that comes right out. Comes right out to there. Right out. There's even a little, actually there's a bit of a very tiny bit of an inlet there where the water's come in. Let's just indicate that, then it comes round like that. I'm using white titanium and burnt sienna just to indicate where that is. A bit more white, lots more white in fact. I'm going to have to go in with some yellow. I'm okay, thanks. Got my first vaccination. Good for you, me too. Is your arm a little numb? Or did you have quite a lot of pain with it afterwards? I had very little pain, but I've got Sylvie's a nurse looking after me. She immediately gave me a very strong paracetamol. It's going to be I have my next injection in January, February, March, April, May, June, around about mid-June. But excuse me. The thing is here, because Sylvie keeps on top of it, as in she keeps checking every other day, I often get the chance to be bumped up a day, and then a couple of days later I get bumped up 2 days, and a couple of days later you can get bumped up, or you can just stick the original date. But she goes on. Now she is actually working at the centre where they're giving the injections. She's doing volunteer work, giving injections. The morning I went to get my injection, that afternoon she herself injected about 200 people. But I don't get any favouritism. I thought I would. I thought it would be say, well, come on, bring one home. Bring a packet home and we do it here. Do them both at once. Do them both the same day. Let's get it over with. But no, she's very law-abiding, is our Sylvie. Perished the thought that she would take advantage of her situation. There you go. So that island goes out a little bit more there. Let me just scroll that out. I'm not quite sure what I want to do there. I have to relook at it. There's going to be plants coming up here. Well, I can't do anything until I've put in the area behind it. There's no point in putting plants and then putting in the water behind it. But I can okay, I'll just leave that for there like now. Right. Come back out. And what I've been doing is any old paint on my brush, when I finish with it, I've just been adding it to this bottom corner here, because it's going to be a bush that goes up. Okay, now let's sort out this Roman road. Right, in the painting it comes right over from I've got hiccups now, haven't I? Let's have a look. The big picture. Yeah. In the painting it comes right over from about here. I'm going to redo that. And it does curve a little bit because I'm allowing a little bit for the photo lens, if you wish. mix myself up a nice grey. Alright, so the road is like, start over here. Here's a big kind of slab. Okay, let's go back into that. Alright, now I'm not going to follow the picture too much because I know I've got a good idea what this looks like anyway, so I need to have a dark browny green. See what I can mix up on my paint. That's gone to red. So I want a nice, I might have to put in some, oh that's not too bad. Just mix that up, mix it all in. If anything that's a little bit too light, add a little bit of burnt umber. Well, it doesn't, you know, it sounds complicated, add a bit of this, add a bit of that, but actually you just get to know your colours. I could add burnt umber, I could have had a bit of more French ultramarine, anything that's dark. Alright, let's just try that. I'm putting a line at the moment just to test it. Casting a very long reflection, depending on what time of day it is, which I can't remember. I know it was early-ish in the day, probably just before noon, because I'd only just left the auberge when I came across this. That's why I didn't stay. I wanted to stay, but and camp. I'm just scumbling in those. That can be smoothed off because there's going to be plants coming up there. It's a good colour, I like it. I'm just going to lighten that up to reflect that. The reeds are going to be in there. Anybody else joined us? No, Roland's gone off to see his son. His son's visited. That's nice. Leave me all alone. I don't care. Then the bank here gets a little bit of reflection, not a lot, but it doesn't go very high. It's not very high up. And then the building again reflected in the water in a kind of ghostly form, not very solid. and still full of the green that's reflecting all over it. It's going to work out quite nice if I play it right. A bit of green there. Just break it up now. That's fine. I've got the block in there. I just need to break it up. I can't have it that solid a lump. Keep those lines vertical. Now, there's just one area there that is really white. That's just that area there reflecting, or somewhere here it really is showing in the water, and then it all goes back into a ghostly figure. Alright, so I'm going to have grasses coming up here. That's alright, that's all done. Now the other thing I need to do is put in the... Now there is some reflection of the sky, and the sky is so that will be a very, very bluey green, but it's not blue. I'm worried about this side because I'm going to have bushes in there, and just pick up that. So first. A little bit lighter in some places, a little bit darker in the other. Got to be bold and just go for these shapes as you see them. Don't worry, you will make mistakes. I shall put this in like this, then later on this evening I'm going to watch a video about how other people have done it, and then I'll come back and adjust my little attempt accordingly. And that's a bit too blotchy, so I'll go back in with the green that I had. It's nearly all gone, so I've got to be careful. Don't want to have to try and mix that again. I blend, you see. Other artists might not blend. Other artists just might put individual strokes. I've got to be careful I don't pick up that burnt sienna. I do want to pick up that hair. Oh, I want all that to disappear into the tree I'm going to put into that corner. Does that look like? What's that look like then? Right, just mix up some more of this colour. Just test that. Just I put some on that. Just calm that all down a little bit. Okay, certainly can't have a hard edge. But what I can then have is all bits of, while it's wet, have all bits of what's going to be here reflecting in the water's edge. And I put it in now because it's wet. I want it to blend in with the wet paint. I don't want it to sit on top of it. My favourite paintbrush. All these years I'm still finger painting. Funny enough, I don't think I did finger painting when I was at school. Health and safety, mate. Health and safety. Make sure there's no hard edges there. Sometimes from a photograph it's a problem. You can't tell what is vegetation on this bank and what is actually reflected back on the trees, because it all just goes into a blur, but that's okay. I'll do like Moni does and just put in little dabs of anything everywhere and anywhere, but I'll do that more later. I don't normally copy Monet. He never does any of my stuff. That line back over, because I quite liked the way that before went round. And when I put some vegetation on that, it'll be a little bit clearer. Time is it? Nearly 11 o'clock. I may stop for coffee soon. Go around like that. That's a bit more like that. Let me pick up that paint there. There is a piece of wood here, a bar, and what I think that is where the cattle have come down. They come down here. They come down to drink, and to stop them from wearing away the bank, as they one foot in the bank, 1 foot on the land. They've put a big chunk of wood here just to stop all that crumbling in. But it does really make that there wants to come round a bit. That goes away. Bit of a step down there. That area there. It was on this little area here that I was planning on camping. I thought if I stay, I'll stay on that. Stay on here, put my tent up here, and then I can paint the bridge. But I took a load of photographs instead and moved on, and then I dropped my hard drive and lost all the photographs. Well, not to worry, good excuse to go back. I think you need an excuse to go back on the Camino. Okay, that's fine. It's not too bad. Seen worse. Stevie Wonder would be glad to see it. Old joke, old army joke. Yeah, it's not going to work now. It's too soon. Too soon. Right. Okay, I'm not Okay, right, now the sky. Really clean my bush. I'm going to go to a new spatula because I really don't want any green in the sky. I keep doing that. I did it when I was blocking in and it caused a bit of a mess. I can pinch my white titanium, which is in the side, which hasn't been used at all, but I'm not going to touch the blue because it's all contaminated and dirty. Instead I'm going to go for a nice new bit of cobalt blue to play around with the sky. Oh, there's lots of oil in there. Look at all the oil that's at the top of the new tube, to keep it dry, or keep it wet should I say, prevent it from drying out. It's good quality linseed oil actually, so I don't tend to throw it away. I try and collect it. It's good quality. I got too late there. That's right. Right. So look, if I can get this bush clean, I'll go for a bigger bush. Basically just a bigger version. It's been tatty. Let's have a look. See what that does like. I'll do all around the trees first, and then I'm going to get the green out the I'll get the green out of the bush. Right, right then. Got some paint left over, so let's do something here. I'm going to let that dry for that. There you go. Let that set a little bit.